Oh, we started. Well,
Yeah.
hello everyone. Napoleon, you're going to say hello. Thank you for joining us again. We're doing foil sculptures today. First of all, I would like to say thank you to everyone last week who sent me their work. Laura and Dean. Laura is a senior and Dean is in the junior school, brother and sister, and they both did the tree show together, and their mum sent me a photo of them doing it, and the end result absolutely blew me away. So today we are going to use foil. I try and think of things that we can use that we already have at home. Now maybe some people don't have foil. I tried it with newspaper, not quite as good, but if you don't have foil, we'll try a few with newspaper. One of the grade 5 girls suggested this activity before we came into lockdown, so thank you very much. Now today Napoleon has his own drink. He's already had a drink, so he doesn't drink out of mine like last week. Stick to your own. Alright, so we're going to try a few different things with the foil. So first of all, the human. Now the good thing about art is it doesn't have to be perfect. It does not have to be perfect. It gives it a little bit of character. The kids and I at school sort of say it's a little bit, you know, then abstract. Oh yeah. And the good thing is once you have the base, you can do anything with it. All right, they can play basketball, they can dance, you can put clothes on them. So I'll show you these basic ones first. So for the younger kids, I think, or anyone starting to practice, I started with the snail just to get used to the foil and then went on to the person. I tried, sort of like a big cat, jaguar, I'm not quite sure. It was a little bit, but that's all right. Abstract-ish. We read that book on ish. It's sort of cat-ish, leopard-ish. All right, so let's start with these two, and then we will move on to the breakfast in a minute, or the food in a minute. All right, so let's start. My lovely Chloe is filming today, so I'll just move a bit of this. Napoleon, can you just move that over a bit? All right, so start with, I just got the cheap foil, really didn't cost much at all. All right, so with the snail, you just need to, I'm going to make a long thin tube. Now, if you have it too flat, you're going to end up with a flat sort of whirl, a bit like the newspaper. So you sort of want to even scrunch it a little bit just to get a bit of volume so your snail shell isn't too fat. Now, when you're working with foil, go loosely to start with until you sort of get it where you want, and then you can squish it and it holds. So Chloe, can you see down here? I'm just rolling loosely. All right. Okay, here we go. So then from one end, we make it a bit smaller, and then we start to just slowly roll it. Tuck that end bit under. Now, your snail is going to look different to my snail. That is okay. We love individual. Do you know what? You may not even do a snail. You might choose to do one of the mini beasts that we did last week. You might choose to do a butterfly. I'm here to give you ideas. I would actually love for you to come up with different things. I would love for yours to look different to mine. Now, we get it to here. Now, that is a magnificent shell. See, a little bit better than my first. I rolled that too tight, I think. So, sit. All right. We're going to grab another little bit of foil. All right. And just loosely roll it. And we're going to tuck it under here and bring it forward for the head. We're going to need that for the head later on. All right, so keep rolling. Actually, that can be the tail. All right, squish that together. This is the good bit. You can squish that. All right, and this can be the head. I'm just going to now. Oh, it's starting to sit. Oh, you good-looking snail. We have snails in our yard, and I accidentally stood on one once, and Ruby was upset that I killed Slimy, but there always seems to be another one. It's so sad. All right. Now, I'm going to just use my scissors to cut just a smaller, thin bit for the antennas. Antennas. Now, foil rips really easily. Got to be a bit gentle. A little bit gentle, a little bit patient. All right. So I'm going to put that inside the head before I roll it. Roll the head like so. And then you've got the little antennas. Oh, Chloe, too cute. Oh, yeah. Now, wow! Oh, Napoleon, it's all right. Oh, my goodness. It's all right. Don't panic, Nip. He's half asleep. We went for a really long walk down by the beach today, so he's a little bit tired. Oh, yes. Now, that is one. Now, you can make it do whatever you like. You might make a snail family. How cute is that? Now, permanent markers will work on there if you want to do some patterns and some eyes, or you could just stick some on, or you can leave it just really simple. Do you know what I think would be cute if you had a whole snail family, Chloe? What do you think? And then it got smaller and smaller. Too cute. Too cute. All right, off we go very slowly. Oh, all right, let's get on to the figure. Now, I learn as much as you do with these shows. So I went on to have a look at how some other people did foil sculptures. One lady, one art teacher, I can't remember who it is, hers was very complicated. I'm not into complicated. Let's not make things more complicated, people, than we need to. So I'm going to get about an A3, you know, whatever. You might have a big person or a small person, doesn't really matter, especially when you're starting to practice. Do you think, Chloe, would it be better if you went over my shoulder, if I came around? Would that be helpful? Whoa. Hang on, I'll come around here, Chloe. Hang on, people. Oh, Napoleon, you just stay there. Don't worry, I've got it. I've got it under control. Don't need the stick. So I'll try and do it without the sticky tape. All right. So now we cut up the middle for some legs. Not quite halfway. All right. Then I'm just going to move all that out of the way a bit. We'll come to that later. All right. Now here you've got to be really gentle because it can rip, but you just slowly scrunch it a little bit. So that's one leg and one foot. Turn it around and gently, see it's already torn there, don't stress. Scrunch, scrunch, scrunch for another one. Then we go up through the middle and gently bring that together. All right, and then that's the start of the body, the head and some legs. So I'm just going to keep it quite loose to start with. Now, for the neck, you can push that down in and a bit tighter. All right. Got one leg. Bring it down. Let's fold it up for some 1 foot. You see how? Sorry, I'm a bit quick sometimes. I just folded that over a little bit to give it a little bit more substance, a little bit thicker. And then up. Oh yeah, you're a good looking person. All right, but we need some arms. Oh. Yeah. You can always cut later on. I don't think I'll need a whole sheet. Don't want to be wasteful because foil isn't the most environmentally friendly, but if we're not doing this all the time, like anything, you just use it every now and then. All right, now again, rolling the arms just lightly to start with. All right, here we go. Start at the front. I've got a little bit more on that side because that's what I'm going to wrap around. Oh, give yourself a hug. Oh, yeah. Or maybe I'll go the other way. Hang on, I've changed my mind. Start from the back. All right, here we go. Give yourself a big hug. Up and around. Oh, yeah. There we go. 2 arms. I'm trying to create a bit of shoulder business here. Because arms come from the shoulder, not just anywhere random. All right. And as we go closer to the edge, just give it a little squeeze for the fingertips. Other side. I try and not use sticky tape, but if you want to tape that down, all right, squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. Chloe's sister Joey always watches these. She's one of the first, isn't she, Chloe? Mm-hmm. All right, so we can bend at the knee. Now, if you wanted to make that a little stronger in the middle, you could always wrap a bit more around. If you wanted to make them a bit thicker in the middle, always wrap later. Oh, I could even put a dress on. Oh, yeah. Hello there, sister. Gonna make a dress. How's that, Chloe? Oh, she's beautiful. Oh, my goodness. Fashion. At its... Oh, yes. Here we go. You've got a girlfriend now. I think she's bigger than you, but that's all right. Or maybe that's a mother and son. Could even try and do some hair. See? Miss M just goes with the flow as she thinks of things. That's a good thing about art. You can just sort of make it up as you go a lot of the time. All right. I don't know sweetness, but... Oh! It's a bit rude. Whoop. Oh, you dress up. Nip, you right over there? All right. But you can... It was a bit loud, sorry, people. You can make your people do whatever you would like. They could be dancing. Ooh, in the air. Oh, yeah. They can be running. In a dress, it's probably not the best thing to run in. Now, if you wanted to make an animal, this same process is the start. Then you just put it that way and bend the legs in half so they're not as long. Like so. And same with the back legs. You bend in half so they're not as long. Squeeze. It's easier to do this like from scratch because it's not already squished. You can get it in position, and then if you wanted an animal, you could just sort of go. And then what I would do, make the head a bit smaller and maybe upright, and then we can wrap some more around, keep the legs together a bit. They don't really have feet, they just sort of, their paws are sort of flat, aren't they? And I'd probably make the tummy a little bit more. Oh, you're an interesting looking animal. And where's mine? I kept adding and adding to this one till it got thicker around the middle, and I put a tail along the top and then wrapped it and just pinched some little ears. So you can go, and that's how the same. All right. Oh, she's having a ball dancing. All right, you guys go back over there. I'm going to spin back around, Chloe. All right. So, I did all that, and I had fun. I won't lie to you, I did have fun. I always think if I don't have fun doing it, my lovely people who watch won't have fun. So, it's all about having fun. So, but I was thinking, all those things are all right, but I would like to try something different than what I saw on the internet. I always like to do my own thing. So I came up with this, making everyday objects with foil. Mrs. M loves a cup of coffee. I've already had mine today. So what I did is, I did a plate of food, my knife and fork. This is my breakfast, not really what I usually have for breakfast, but some cornflakes. Yeah. And a little vase. And on my plate, see, to start with, I drew it on the back and I went, meh. It's good to adapt art as you go. I wasn't quite happy with that, so I decided to cut the food out and stick it on, and then I made a placemat. So why don't I give you a few tips? This is really fun. So for the juniors, maybe just do the plate. You can give the others a go if you like, because these are a little bit more tricky, but you can give anything a go. Let's start with just the plate. All right. So start with the square. Now most of the things on here, except for the knives and forks, I start the same way. All right, I'm trying to make a circle. You could even, just with your finger, draw a circle on there. Can you see that? Again, I'm making this up as I go. All right, and that's where I sort of fold in, and I keep turning and folding inwards, because I'm trying to get a circle shape. Fold and turn. Keep turning it inwards. Fold. Turn. Oh, if you do it too quick, it's better just to do a lot of small ones. Now, it's not going to be a perfect circle, but whew, who needs perfect? All right, that is okay, but it's a bit flimsy. So what I did was I got another square piece and I did it the other way. So that's your folded bit. You put that on top. And I folded back the other way to make it sort of twice as thick. It's a little bit more stable plate. Again, it's easier this time because you've got the circle underneath. To fold and go around. You know, you could just do it out of paper if you want to. I've got some newspaper options over there. Not as exciting, I must say. I always just get rid of a little bit of excess because that flops around. All right, that's just a bit thicker plate. Then you can turn up the edges. And you pinch as you sort of turn up just to give it a bit more of a 3D effect, because that's why we're using foil, for the 3D effect. All right, there's my little sort of plate serving dish. So think about what you would like to eat on your plate. I've got breakfast there, so I might do, oh, I like so many foods, don't I, Chloe? I like pizza, I like sushi, I like pasta, I like salad. I think I pretty much like everything. All right, so we can put a piece, maybe a piece of pizza on there, but I'm going to do a bowl for some fruit because I absolutely love fruit too, and I wanted to show you how to do the bowl. Again, start with a square. We're going to go in again. I don't know if it helps you or not, just sort of draw a circle with your finger. Folding, turning, folding, turning, folding, turning. Now I'm trying to think, because I did these yesterday. I had fun with my foil sculptures yesterday. Did I do a second layer on this one? I don't think so. All right, let's try it without. All right, we've sort of got our circle like so. Now we need to get it into a 3D form more. Okay, so this can be a bit tricky, so be patient. Go slow. All right, so lift it up and you sort of pleat. See how I'm pleating that, Ruby? Oh, Ruby, sorry, flowing. You pleat and turn, don't worry if it sort of comes apart, no stress. Pleat and squeeze it together. Pleat, squeeze. Remember, don't squeeze too much at this stage. Pleat. What I mean by pleat is I put the front in behind the back like that. Have an experiment. That's all I did. I had to play around. Some worked, some didn't. C'est la vie, baby. All right. All right, so you end up with sort of your little, at least three-dimensional form, your little sculpture. Now, to help all that sit and not open up, I just folded it inwards. And this is where it's good to have your foil, because it's sort of, when you squeeze it, it sticks to itself. So I'm folding all those pleats inwards for my little bowl. Now, the good thing is about this bowl, you can sort of just adapt it a little bit and put a handle on for a teacup if you wanted, or just, all right. Got one other way I might show you too. All right, so there's my little bowl for my fruit. Delicious. I'll show you, if you wanted a cup, I'll show you how I did this one. It was quite easy actually. Again, I just had to play around yesterday. You might come up with better things than me. I've got a sheet of foil. I folded that in half like that. And I rolled it. See, that's going to be my sort of cup form. Rolled. There's your cylinder. Art and maths often go together. Now, if you wanted, you could put just a little bit of sticky tape to hold it down while you're doing it. It doesn't sort of come away on you. And then at the end, I sort of just tucked all that in. I made a bit of a fancy bottom for a vase, but if you wanted to make a cup, I don't need to get your hand down in there, don't you, Polyform? Use the scissors, push it down a bit. Wait. Oh, Miss M, you adapt as you go, brilliant. A bit wonky donkey, doesn't matter. Right, and then you go. That's that way. Can be your juice cup if you want. Oh, it's big. All right, let's make some food to go inside. Oh, here are, for the people who don't have foil, I tried it with newspaper. I think the snail's cute. I just did the same as I did with the foil. The newspaper snail worked quite well. I have to say, the bowl was a little trickier, but it still worked. Still worked. Don't give up. All right, food. Pizza. All right. Oh, lordy lord. All right. I haven't got all my colours here, so it's going to be a bit of a random coloured pizza. Don't stress. What I might do is I might just draw it out first. All right. I was working online with my kids the other day, and we were doing food, and one of the kids said, Miss M, do we want thick crust or thin crust? I'm a thin crust girl. Oh, I spilt my cornflakes. Don't cry over spilt milk. Miss M, put your milk back in. I'll fix it up later. All right, so let's do a mushroom again. Should have bought all my other pencils. I haven't. Oh, let's do some capsicum. Just a slice of capsicum. I like my capsicum. I have an olive. I don't have black, so we're adapting. All about adapting. Artistic anyway. And then I like some salami. Where did I put my sharpener? I get in a mess, people, sometimes. Nip. There's my sharpener. Here it is. Something about being artistic means you're a bit messy sometimes, but that's all right. Some salami. Don't have a brown, so I'll just have to go with the flow, Chloe Fawn. Go with the flow. I will do some mushrooms. Right, I've got some pastels here. These might be better just to do a bit of a quick colour. I don't want to spend too much time because remember I say I always want more you to go away and have a go. Do the crust. Bit of cheese. Oh, it's going to be bright cheese. Oh, American-y cheese, bright cheese. Again, remember, no judgment, no right or wrong in art. All right, let's go. Let's cut this piece of pizza out. Put on my plate. Not perfect, but you know what? We don't stress. Art should be relaxing and fun. I had so much fun creating my plate of food yesterday. All right, got a glue stick. You don't have to glue yours down because you might adapt. You might have different foods. All right, there we go. Now, let me do some fruit for my bowl. Let me do maybe a strawberry. Strawberries. A few pieces of apple. So, your challenge for this is just to come up with as many different foil sculptures as you can. Remember, you don't have to do what I do. I'm here to give you ideas. Let's do a few little seeds on it. Nice stem. Well, Nip, you really have slept through today's show. I don't know about sleeping on the job. Now, when I did my, I'll do one thing at a time. I can get ahead of myself. All right, Some strawberries in my bowl. So what I'm going to show you what I did with the others to help you fill your bowl up a bit. So not everything, I mean you can have it sitting at the bottom, but when I did my cereal, I might do one to put in here. I just got a piece of paper. Again, the same thing. I've used this where you fold inwards to create a circle. You could just screw up paper too and sit it in the bottom. You might just screw up some newspaper. Or just can sit it in the bottom. All right, smaller. Because then your food sort of sits on top. I had it as milk in that one. But then you can sit your food on top so it doesn't sit all the way at the bottom there. And this is what this represented, my milk. And then I put my cornflakes on top. Just coloured in some paper, cut out some little bits. I sort of squished them a bit so they're a bit more 3D, not just so flat. Oh, cornflakes on my bacon. All right. My spoon. Maybe I should. All right, I'll show you quickly. Spoon, a knife and fork. All right. Spoon, knife are easy. Okay. The spoon, you just fold in the bottom. Remember what I said, just scrunch lightly to start with. All right, like that for the handle. And then again, just fold around in for your spoon. And turn it the other way if you want. And fold it up like so, and then you can squish it down when you're sort of happy with it. Well, it's a quick one, but that's all right. Too long, you can just chop it off. Thank you. All right, spoon. Now, fork. Knife's easier. I won't show you that, but fork, you've got to be a little bit more patient. A little bit more gentle. Well, this might be a bit long. We'll see. All right, there are usually 4 prongs, is it? So we need 1, 2, 3, 4. You need your piece of foil cut into 4. Now this is where you've got to be gentle. Gently squeeze 1 prong in. Next prong, I'm sort of just gathering it really. Squeezing it together gently. If it rips, as I say to my kids, do you lie down on the ground and cry and kick and, oh Lord, my life's over, my fork broke? No. Take a big breath and get some stick tape. All right, see, I've sort of got the 4 prongs there, and then you just start to squeeze them together a bit more. Now, because they're so sort of long and a bit thin, I might fold the top over just to make them a bit stronger. Fold the top over a bit. I have smaller prongs, but it'll be a lot stronger. How are your arms going, Chloe? She's having to hold my phone. Nearly there, Chloe. All right, over, squeeze gently together, and then push down to flatten. You know what? It just takes a little bit of removing things, rejigging things, squeezing in here, getting your fingers in. You'll have more time than this. This isn't going to be perfect, but that's okay. Then flatten it. Bit wonky donkey, and then down, down, squeeze, 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 and flatten. There we go. So it's a bit more wonky than my other one, because I spent more time on my other one, but that's generally how you do it. So this one's a bit neater because I took longer, but that's okay. And with your knife, you just fold inwards, but you make that bit there smaller. Okay, Nip, let's say goodbye. Seeing you've worked so hard, come here. Oh, my sleepy boy. Oh, sorry to wake you. We're going now, and you haven't even said a word today. So I hope you have as much fun with your foil sculptures as I did. I really had fun. Remember, yours doesn't have to be the same as mine. You can experiment. You can do animals. You can do people. Yours can be playing sport, your people, or you can make household things like I did with the cups and spoons and forks. Please send photos to me because that's my favourite part, is seeing what you've come up with. Alright, so from Napoleon and I, bye for now.